Hello, Starscream back again. I'm getting quite good at doing 2 reviews in one day now. I'm quite pleased with that. By the way, the screen will probably go green again for no apparent reason. It seems to keep doing that. I have absolutely no idea why. Anyway, on to the toy at hand. Starscream? That's my name. Soundwave, and it's not even my name, is it? There we go. Soundwave, a really popular G1 character as far as I'm concerned. I think the toy is absolutely marvellous. A bit of the background history from him. As we all know, he's a cassette carrying transformer. His cassette isn't in there, I thought it was. It would have been more impressive if it was. And he appears in Arrival from Cybertron. He's probably one of the earlier Transformers you do see. I mean, it's Wheeljack, Bumblebee, the Seeker Jets, and him who disguises himself, funny enough, as a lamppost. Now, not the best disguises if there's a dog around. You may have some issues with dogs and lampposts. But luckily, he never done it on Earth. He chose a cassette player. So obviously dogs weren't something that happened a lot on Cybertron. There we go, it's a side issue, not particularly important. And he's through season 2. He is very loyal to Megatron. He has a photographic memory and is a larger ability to recall things due to the fact a lot of the memory is stored in the cassettes, which he does hold inside there. That does actually store information. They're not just something like pets to him. They do actually store information. So that's why Megatron in the first season and second season always relied on Soundwave for information gathering, not only because the cassettes were separate from him. Interesting thing to note, which wasn't really dealt on in the cartoon, is that they're not just separate entities to him. He has a personal connection to the cassettes. Now, think of it like, I don't know, an owner and his dogs or his pets. I mean, that's the sort of relationship they have with each other. He's actually in the Headmasters, the Takara Headmasters, where he gets destroyed in a one-on-one fight with Blaster. And at the end of the fight, his cassettes come back and they start picking up the pieces of him, and they fly off with bits of him because they're so sorry to see their master gone. That's the sort of loyalty and relationship he has with his cassettes. But it's not really dealt with in the cartoons. That would be Sound Blaster, who I do have, which I'll show you at the end of this review, but I'm purely focusing on Soundwave. He's so loyal to Megatron that if you notice in the movie, he's the one that runs up to Megatron and he picks him up and carries him off. I don't think you'd have got any of the other Decepticons doing that. And no prize for guessing who laid the boot in first. There, we went green. I did say, didn't I? Yeah, no prize for guessing who did kick him in first when he fell down. Yes, he was that loyal. Having said that, he was prepared to stand up as leader of the Decepticons. Now, as the Constructicons say, nobody would follow an uncharismatic bore like yourself. And that is true. But what he lacked in charisma, he made up in his ability to get the job done. As so did his cassettes. And he's in Season 3, and you find out he's ultimately loyal to Galvatron, as he was to Megatron. He's an interesting character. The only cassette tape of note that he didn't have a relationship was Ratbat, who functioned independently from Soundwave. As we know, he took over command of the Decepticons, which I think is quite ridiculous in the comics. I don't know who wrote that one. Well, actually, I do know who wrote that one, and I personally didn't think it was particularly good choosing him. But hey, he's got lots of money, and he's wrote comic books, and I don't. Anyway, here is the toy, Soundwave, a lovely figure. As I said, he survived through all the seasons, through the movie. It's not too shabby. Now, I'll attempt to transform him for everybody. I'll remove his gun and his shoulder-mounted weapon here. These do actually fit if you pull this bit out, and they sort of act as batteries, if you notice. As you know, this was a Diaclone toy, so it's yet another game. Yet another game? Is that a real sentence? Let me skip back. Yet again, Hasbro, in their supreme tightness again, rehashing old Diaclone toys. And he did actually come with earphones, sorry. Those push in. Very simple transformation this fella's got. Which I could probably... I seem to be managing to bollocks up anyway. Yeah. Arms fold back behind him. It's a very nice transformation. It's not particularly complex, but hey. He's one of the taller G1 characters of note, and he has metal feet, which is quite nice. Which they've done away with on the later toys, which is a disappointment. I like the metal effect on them. Metal effect? It was metal with a diaclone. Diecast! Bloody hell, get your brain in gear. There we go, look. Reminiscent of the 80s. It wouldn't really be much of a disguise now, would it? You transform into cassette tape, you go, what the hell is that? Oh, sorry. Those push up. No, not that. Stay down, fella. And it's a very detailed cassette recorder. As I said, it's fair enough they modelled the stuff when they done the show on things that you'd possibly find around the home, because the Diaclone line was modelled on those sort of things you would find around the home, and I suppose a little cassette player like this is something you would find, needless to say. A very nice little transformation and a very nice cassette. As we all know, he has a lot of cassettes. Quite a few were introduced in the movie, and you know, Blaster was sent. Actually, well, Blaster appeared in season 2, but his cassettes appeared in the movies, obviously to rival Soundwave. Now, we've got Sound Blaster here, and as we can see, it's an exact replica of the toy, other than the fact the colour scheme is black, and if you notice the chest panel here, it extends, and the reason for that is he holds 2 cassettes, and I actually have the cassettes in this one. That's probably why the confusion come. Now here we have Ravage, and if I'm not mistaken, it's either Buzzsaw or Laserbeak. It's Buzzsaw by the looks of it, because he's got the bit of orange there. So there we go. You probably know how the cassettes transform, but I'll just give you an example for one of them. This is Ravage. It's one of the first ones you see in the movie because he's sent on scouting duty. Or was it Laserbeak? Ah. I'm gonna go for Ravage. Yeah, I'm still gonna go for Ravage because I think Laserbeak's ejected and's asked to take care of Bumblebee and Hound. No, Cliffjumper and Hound because they've been spying on them. Well, in that case, then it wouldn't be Ravage, would it? Oh, crumbs. Well, there we go, look. It's a very simple transformation, as you can see. One of the more loyal ones, I'll have to say, was Ravage, and possibly one of my favourite ones. I suppose you could have done a review on Ravage, which I have done because he was such a popular character. But this is the one we all know, and, well, I don't know if you necessarily love the guy, but he's a cat, and for some reason, I can't remember how that bit goes in there. Crap. Oh, hey ho, look. We get some idea of the gist of it. He come out. Ow, monkeys. That's not transformed right, so don't worry, I'm aware of that. Gives you some idea of what they come out anyway. As I said, look out for this toy. Your favourite... Actually, for some reason, the reissue version of him has gone up a lot. But you can see why. The detail is superb on them. Anyway, it's a bit of a background information on Soundwave. It's quite a nice toy. I recommend everybody get out for it. And if you can get a hold of Sound Blaster, you're doing well because he is hard to come by. Anyway, that's Starscream signing out. Hope that review was some help. And tend to do the other Dinobot people have been asking for next, okay? So it's Starscream, and I'll see you all out there, and, well, take care.